only have I been an independent artist, I've been a writer for myself and others. So juggling the two, I think, was more of a battle than, just navigating as an independent artist. That was the fun and easy part, just doing what I love to do, but at the same time trying to navigate and wear multiple hats. I think that's the biggest thing, knowing that you have to do so many different tasks. For me, it was just been about getting my vision off, making sure that the music is never compromised. The vision has to be what I see, otherwise it's work now.
You're constantly putting out music, you're like really engaged online. Like, how do you have the bandwidth to do that?
I think it's because I know what it gets me, like I've had the success, and I've been far enough and in enough rooms to know that there's another level. There's always another level, and it's attainable.
Welcome to the Let There Be Art podcast. My name is Jade Novah, and I am here with my incredible, handsome, amazing husband, Devin Michael. Look at him. Do it again, the face. Oh, you're not going to do it again? It was really great. He's a producer, a composer, a writer, an actor. I've seen you act. He's also an actor, guys. Don't be fooled. Let me see. What else do you do, Devin? Multi-instrumentalist. Just so many things. An Aries sun, a Sagittarius moon.
Giving them all the info.
Yeah, so many things. And I'm a singer, songwriter, actress. I do other stuff too. I'm a multi-hyphenate. And we started the Let There Be Art podcast to help inspire other independent creatives to build a sustainable business using mind, body, and soul. Mm-hmm. That holistic approach, that's the way we do everything. The way you do something is the way you do everything. So 100%. We are here just informing and inspiring and researching and uncovering and doing all the things, So I did an episode with one of our great friends, Eric Bellinger. He was a part of a series that I did in April of 2023. We were doing Independence, where I was bringing in some of my favorite independent artists who I also am friends with and just kind of discussing their journey of being an independent artist and how they navigate that, and
which is so necessary.
Yeah,
because we don't hear those perspectives enough of how to navigate this as an independent artist.
It's true. It's a completely different world. It is the road less traveled, and that's another thing that we're doing here at Let There Be Art is really helping to clear out the road less traveled, so it's easier for you and you don't have to deal with all the shrubbery and all the other things that would be good in an analogy about roads being less traveled.
We're paving a new road.
We're paving a new road, y'all.
That's
We're creating a new blueprint, and this episode is one of my favorites, one of my favorite throwback episodes, because Eric was really dropping some gems.
Yeah.
And I also want to say this. One of the segments that we do on the show is called Let There Be Manifestation. And when I tell you Eric's manifestation come true, so make sure y'all stay tuned to the end. I don't know if he says, hey, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the end. And we got some updates on our friend Eric. What he got going on now in 2025?
Yeah, so my bro Eric, man, doing such amazing things. And he just finished his tour, which was mostly sold out, I believe. And now he's going on the road in Europe with Mario as a special guest on the Glad You Came tour. He also just released his new album, It'll All Make Sense Later, the deluxe version. And he's starring in this movie that you're talking about on BET Plus. Mm-hmm. It's called Soul of a Sister.
Soul of a Sister.
So we're going to see if he says, hey!
Right, but you'll see what we're talking about later. But he definitely manifested this. I mean, we already hear. He was talking about how he wanted to get into his acting bag as long as he didn't have to like raise his voice above a certain decibel. So I think in the trailer he was like yelling at V. Bozeman because she was like going past the train. Hey, I think he did. So Devin, you won't be there. Are you gonna disappear?
No, I don't want to disappear. I just want to get into. I just want to get into Eric's really short episode.
Okay. Let's get into Eric's really short,
It's
unreleased
like
episode.
29 minutes, guys, tops.
I did it. Yay. Eric Bellinger of the LA Bellinger.
What's up? This that newness.
Ew, come on, man. Newness deserved better. I mean, it did pretty well, though. But it did, man. Y'all
It's a
stream Newness.
It's a vibe. Go get that.
It's a vibe.
Shameless plug. Ooh, 2.
So, tell me about your independent artist journey. I mean,
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
I'd say it's been rewarding to start, to say the least, but it's definitely been challenging. You know, not only have I been an independent artist, I've been a writer for myself and others. So juggling the two, I think, was more of a battle than, just navigating as an independent artist. That was the fun and easy part, just doing what I love to do, but at the same time trying to navigate and wear multiple hats. I think that's the biggest thing, knowing that you have to do so many different tasks.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Are you independent by choice?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
In the beginning, it wasn't by choice because I was in a contract that I had to just float for a little while. But by calling myself passing the time with the songwriting, got some success and just wanted to continue to strike while the iron was hot. And next thing I knew, the songwriting was leading the way and the artistry was following. So people, I felt, knew me as the songwriter. And for me, it was like, cool. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm going to write the songs, but I'm going to just also keep dropping them too.
Why do you think it's important? Why is it important for you to be independent?
I think for me, it was just been about getting my vision off. Making sure that the music is never compromised.
Yep.
The vision has to be what I see. Otherwise, it's work now.
Yep. So, when we were growing up, a lot of the artists, well, all of the artists really had to go through that mainstream, that major label sort of trajectory in order to reach the masses of people.
Yeah.
So now that you've successfully navigated being an independent artist, how has what success looks like to you? Has it changed? And how has it changed?
Yeah. I mean, I used to think that success meant famous. Oh yeah, they famous, they're successful.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh, it's people that are famous, but they're not successful at life. So for me, it's like being successful at life is the true thing to go after.
And what do you mean by that? Elaborate on that.
I mean, you want to be straight. You really want to be straight. You don't want to just look straight. A lot of people on the gram is Grammy worthy. But then at home, it's a struggle vibe. You can't do every single angle for a selfie. You can't do every angle.
Yeah.
That's different. Some people can only do selfies in one area of the crib. I need fully vibes. I need no stress. I need family intact. I need, love in the house for real. The real kind of love. That's success. Just looking like you popping, that's nothing to me now.
Well, you say you felt like being famous was like an indicator of success. Like, what does it mean to be famous? And do you feel like you're famous?
I think to a certain audience, I think, being able to say there's somebody out there that for me or to them, I'm their GOAT. I'm their Michael Jackson. They look up to me like, oh my God, Eric, I love your music. There's somebody else that has never heard of me, has never heard my music. But the same thing goes for Drake, Jay-Z. There's some people that don't know who they are, It's just that many people in the world. So, I don't know. Famous is subject to, who the person is and who they know and their reach.
So you famous?
Not to everybody, but to some.
You're famous to somebody. So when did you start making money as a creative full time? And what other things have you had to do to sustain while pursuing your artistry?
I first got a pub deal and got an advance. Quit my job. I'm out of here. See ya.
What were
Take
you
my
doing?
apron.
Not my
Denny's.
apron. Come on,
Yeah.
Denny's.
Yeah, busting suds in the back.
Ew.
You know, and sustaining it has just been being consistent with bettering myself, and that has caused me to sustain. You know, continuing to try and be great. You know, never give up. Keep doing shows. Keep putting out keep putting out songs that make people want to book me. Keep me going. You know what I'm saying? You got to be wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the people know if you're wanted. You can't just want to be wanted.
Dude, you're so consistent, though. That just made me feel like you are probably one of the most consistent independent artists that I've witnessed.
Man.
Like, you're constantly putting out music. You're, like, really engaged online. Like, how do you have the bandwidth to do that?
I think it's because I know what it gets me. You know, like I've had the success, you know, and I've been far enough and in enough rooms to know that there's another level. There's always another level, and it's attainable, you know, by the people that I'm able to be around. Plus, when I'm dropping the songs, all it is being a songwriter, being somebody who loves to be in the studio, having endless songs. I'm sure there's a million people that have endless songs too, but they ain't dropped endless albums. That's the difference. I'm going to write the song, and I'm going to put it out. I'm not letting the song sit.
Yeah, ideas are not valuable if you do not put them to life.
Yeah.
You're such an Aries, by the way. I can tell. I didn't even think I knew that you were an Aries. Happy belated birthday. But yeah, that's very much an Aries mindset because your work ethic and your output is like kind of wild.
Because first of all, I believe what I did is crazy, and I think y'all need to hear it. So it's like the two. It's like you don't do great music and just be like, all right, I'm going to just sit on it, you know? Nah, we're not doing that.
Not over here.
I'm dropping it.
Period. So you mentioned sort of juggling songwriting and being an independent artist. Like, how important has it been for you, or what sort of doors has being a songwriter opened for you that you might not have had otherwise?
I think that gets me in the room just because I'm an asset. You know, when people want you to be in the room because you can offer something and you can be of service to them, the door stays open a little longer. When it's just you with your hands out and you need this, you need a feature, you need some tickets to a show, you always just needing something, the door is locked. You're never getting the code. You're not getting the call back. And I think I was able to tread lightly with being of service and, you know, at the same time being valuable enough to where people see something in me to where they offer to help, so I don't have to ask. You know, it's a thin line between asking too much, you know, and other people seeing it and offering it. Because they gonna see it a lot, but offering it is like, that's the part that's like, man, I know we rock, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Who is this person?
If you in gray area with anybody, I think it's best to just continue vibing, you know, let people come around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when they approach you, you know, the outcome will be better.
All right. That's valuable advice. Be an asset. Sure. I love it. So I'm going to play a little game with you.
Okay.
It's like an independent trigger warning sort of game.
Yeah.
Okay. So trigger warning, I'm giving you that in advance.
Okay.
So it's like rapid fire. These are things that we hear a lot as independent artists.
Yeah.
And honestly, wait, I want to ask you one other question before I start this game. I just thought about it. Because we were talking about the different levels of success and how in our industry, a lot of people from the outside looking in gauge success in very specific ways, right? Even though you were able to build something from the ground up and it's very valuable and it's something that hasn't really been done before, like navigating this space, using social media, all that. How does your family view your success?
Yeah. Man, we are all super optimistic, and you know, we look at it like we are lit. Like everything is popping, everything is amazing, and I say that just to again talk about what people view as success. You know what I mean? Like the values and morals that we go by, we batting 1,000, you know,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't look at the things that I may value and value it the same. So
Yep.
to me, that's why it's like, and I don't even care like what people think about, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, some people know me, some people don't. I don't even care because what we have attained and in my little bubble, it's the greatest.
And that's all that matters because you're authentically being yourself, so you're able to attract the people who are for you.
Yeah.
And really, that's all it is.
That's it, man.
We gonna play this game. Why don't you go on American Idol?
I almost did the very first season.
Wait, you did?
Almost. I had a choice between the American Idol audition and an audition to be in a singing group.
You
And I
were
already
in a
had-
singing group.
Yeah, I went to the singing group one. I had never heard of American Idol. I didn't think it would. I was like, what? American Idol? And then I saw it later. It was like, oh.
So like the first season,
It's pretty
you
big.
said?
Yeah. First
Dang.
season.
So that's when it probably wouldn't have been so triggering. I feel like when people hear that now, it's like, bruh, I'm doing my thing. I don't need to go on American
Yeah,
Idol.
it was a choice for real.
Yeah. There's no budget, but it'll be a good look.
All right, I'll do it. I'm good.
Oh, tell me why. Because you're like the first person
Yeah.
who said that.
I didn't get paid to do the Tiny Desk backgrounds, but I got booked and got bands.
You know what though? But there's value in that though.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone did say that they would do something depending on the situation. Now that I think about it, and the conclusion is budget is more than monetary. So that opportunity to expose you to a whole different audience, that was beautiful. By the way,
Thank you.
I love to see it. Me and
That was
we are
amazing.
Tiny Desk enthusiasts, so
Yeah,
we've
no,
watched
that
that
was-
one
I was like,
quite a bit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here to be of service.
Nah, but it was
And look at God.
it was dope.
It was good.
It
That's
was
what I'm saying,
really,
though.
really cool.
You just gotta go. You just
And
gotta be an
honestly, I want to
asset.
flow with that though, because it's very rare when you see that sort of, not even just passing the baton, but like just affirming
Yeah.
of your peer, of someone that is in your same genre, of someone that, you know what I mean? Are there any other artists that have advocated for you in a way that has catapulted your career? Or do you want to expand more on this
Yeah.
Usher thing? Because
No, I mean, that was definitely dope. You know what I mean? It's different people, you know, like Game one time was like, yo, who you want on this song? I remember one time I wanted a feature and he was just like, just let me know. I was like, Boosie? I don't know Boosie at all, but I'm a fan. He said, all right, I got you. He called me back like, hey, send me this song. I'm going to get
That's
Boosie on it. You know what I
crazy.
mean? Not whatever I got my little bro. Whatever he said, you know, he did it. So, you know, I always want to shout out the people that looked out. You know, I'll never forget none of the little things.
that's a big thing.
That's a huge thing.
That's a big thing. How can the industry as a whole, though, show up better for independent artists?
I think there just needs to be more gatekeepers willing to give the big shots, you know, because I've done all the you name it, you know, but we deserve, you know, to be seen. There aren't as many platforms as there were before when it comes to breaking new artists. So just trying to remove any politics or, you know, things that may have a budget attached when it comes to the look for the artist.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's going to take, you know, people to just build platforms that's like, yo, we want to see the independent artist shine, as opposed to we're doing this for some cash. You know what I mean? But who's not doing something for cash? You know, it's rare. It's rare to find that. But I feel like we on the up and up. Yeah.
So how was your last tour?
Tour.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Nothing like tour. Nothing like connecting with people that affirm my thoughts. Like I knew I was on to something. I knew I was writing a story that could potentially touch somebody's life, and for it to come to fruition, and for them to want to get a meet and greet ticket to come early, get off of
Mhm.
work, pull up on time, and tell me about what the music did for them in every city
Mhm.
for
How
two
many
months
cities did
straight.
y'all do?
32 cities.
Wow.
That
That's
was amazing.
crazy.
That was amazing, man. Shout out to my bell ringers. You know, you gotta have your name for your peoples.
Supernovas, bell ringers, kinfolk.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
important. You know, it's important to know who you're doing it for and why you're
Yep.
doing it.
Is there something that you wish that you knew before going into it that you learned from that experience?
Um, I wish I knew sooner that me doing what I want to do and following my heart would always be the best
Mm.
in the end.
Mhm.
Because I went with it, but I was unsure at times. You know, I just went off of faith and knowing and seeing the bigger picture that God gave me. But now that I have gone through the journey and I'm still on it for sure, but I've reached a place in my mind of success. I've reached a place in my mind of happiness.
Mhm.
I wish I knew sooner that I would have been straight the whole time.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh, I love that. And you speak about balancing just family and your husband, your dad.
Hmm.
Like, how do you keep that balance of being someone who has to wear all these hats as an independent artist and still showing up
Hmm.
for your family?
Um, it's just about, like you said, just the balance. Also having someone who understands and who supports it as well,
Yeah.
to where it doesn't take away from my creativity, it doesn't take away from my piece. You know, it just complements, not complicates. You know,
Mhm.
so having that, and also, you know, loving what I do, but also loving spending time at home. I
Yeah.
think that makes it all okay. You know, because naturally I prioritize rather than somebody who don't really always want to be at home. They using the
Mm.
studio as an excuse, or
Yep.
maybe they don't got the right relationship, so it's not as trustworthy for him to really be gone for months and months at a time. But having the right partner and having the right drive and doing it for the right reason, it's all those combinations that keeps Eric Bellinger going.
Come on. I love it. So, what's a milestone that you've reached as an independent artist that's made you feel seen?
Hmm. I'd say a Grammy nomination. That was it. That did it. I'm like, oh,
Uh-huh.
y'all listening? All
Yeah.
right, let me turn up the heat a little bit then.
Yeah.
let
What
me
song? What
let
song
me
got
go a little
nominated?
harder. The album, my last album, New Light.
Come on,
Yes, yes,
congratulations.
yes,
That's
yes, yes.
huge.
Thank you, thank you.
That's huge. You will win one
Come
very,
on.
very soon. I'm gonna claim
Hello.
that for you.
Listen, I'm gonna get the shelf ready.
Oh, okay. Here it is.
Got it.
Hey.
Stiff arm.
I can't deal with you right now. So I know that you wear many hats because we do as independent artists, but
Yeah.
what does your team look like? And who would you not you don't have to say specific people,
Yeah.
but I just mean more so roles and that you would suggest to another independent artist that these are the vital pieces that you need
Yeah.
to at least be able to focus on your creative
Yeah.
and find success.
Yeah, man. I definitely have a huge team. I say we built it up to like 30 people
Wow, you got a team of 30, bro.
at least.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say the important things to really be able to get rolling, if you're speaking from a standpoint from everything, like inner, you know, like
Yeah,
entertain,
everything.
yeah, like engineer, you know, somebody. If you can get an engineer that, you know, can rock with you, or you engineer yourself, but you need your engineer for sure that you can get down with, producer, providing the music. So now you got the system to where you can pump out hits. Hopefully you're the songwriter. Otherwise, you need a songwriter too. But
But be
you
the
can get it done.
songwriter.
That's the creative little team right there. You know, you can get it done. Small situation, laptop or studio rentals are very affordable nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you got your team of 3 to 4 people, I say now you got to get a manager that's going to speak on your behalf. Yes, you can handle a conversation, but it's really great when you have somebody that can speak for you and knows what they're
Yes.
talking about and
Yes.
can further your vision and take that somewhere else. So, you know, the manager, if he's busy doing his thing or her thing, you still need somebody that's going to help you out with the calls and the things that you're doing. So I'd say get you an assistant, somebody that's going to help keep the ideas flowing. You know, keep the conversation going, to where you're not alone. You know, when you're in the car, it's a meeting now, and not just a conversation. About what's viral. You know what I'm saying? So you're always being productive. And I think really with that, you can be good. If you want to maximize, let's get a photographer. Let's get a videographer, somebody that can capture what you're doing to show the people that you're doing something. Because if you don't have any pictures, nothing happened.
Did it happen?
It never happened. So now, boom, you got pictures, you got video content. Either you can be your marketing strategist and come up with the different reels and come up with, different pictures and captions. And
do you do all that yourself? Or you
I got
have
a
someone?
group chat vibe.
Beautiful.
Me and my photographer, my content creator, my assistant, my day-to-day assistant. We going in there because it's such a job and such a task.
Yeah.
You really need that to be going consistently. So now you got your content team, you got the marketing strategies that you're coming up with. You're paying attention to what other people are doing and you're emulating it. And you're making it your own at the same time. But those, I could keep going on and on. Now it's like, okay, I'm trying to send my music off. Now what do I do? Okay, cool. You need a PR that's gonna help you. Get your songs and your agenda to the right publications so people know.
Amplify.
So people are aware. Otherwise, you're expecting people to come to you on your pages alone rather than knowing about all the cool little, quirky, trendy blog sites, whatever they may be at the time, because it's always, different ones popping up. So, being on all the blogs, now you got to get your press photos, you got to get your DSPs shopped. It's a lot of different things, but once you do it once and you do it twice and you learn and you apply, you learn like, oh, I didn't do this last time, but let's do that this time. And you can't be afraid of that, and don't expect to go viral the first time. Just look at it like you're doing what you love. Once you release a music that you love, it's a win.
Yep.
And if you're worried about the outcome and the numbers, that's when you can start being subject to picking up L's.
What is the one piece that you feel if you had, it would make your life easier as a creative?
I
mean, you
endless beats.
Wait, what?
Endless beats.
Endless beats?
Yeah.
Is it hard to find like dope production?
No, but it's hard to put it out at the rate I do and pay every producer. I could find fire beats.
Yeah.
But dropping them, that's why I'm like, get with somebody that's a producer, maybe that believes in your vision, and
or
marry
a producer. That's my advice. I'm just saying. Look at me.
Oh, you still paying for beats? Nah. No, but you gotta pay for the beats. You gotta pay, because I believe in that. I believe in compensating people for their work.
Period.
Like I really, really do. But it's really, really tough if I'm trying to just be a creative and drop music to do that without, having to break the bank.
Yeah.
So I'd say just, either picking up Fruity Loops or
marrying a producer.
I love a full circle moment, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Oh, this is one I wanted to ask you. What is your most, in your opinion, your most slept on song or project?
On this new project or just any
in
project?
In general.
Most slept on?
Yeah.
Ah, man, me being me, I feel like everything is slept on. Nah, let me think. What's a sleeper? Maybe Drive By. Drive By was the sleeper. We never shot a video. We never tried to do like a radio vibe. No remix. But it got us a plaque, So I'm like, it's still slept on because we didn't.
So maybe you're saying you slept on it? I think
it wasn't me.
Because that kind of just sound like you just didn't do it.
It was just slept on by,
Yeah.
maybe the people didn't sleep on it. That's what it was.
I don't know if they slept on it. You
All
got
right,
a plaque.
cool. We need a video though.
All right, so we just gonna set intention. Honestly, we about done. I feel like you done dropped all these gems. Up in here. Like it's easy.
It's
for
easy.
you.
We just chopping it up, man. Shout out to Jade Novah out here.
Hi.
You feel me? Pioneer, innovative.
Not pioneer.
Pioneering.
Pioneer, you know, Amish woman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But no, we out here manifesting, setting intention.
Mhm.
I don't like the question. I don't like being asked this question of like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's like, bitch, I'm trying to get through right now.
Right.
But what are you, without a doubt, going to accomplish in the near future? Like claiming it right now. What is yours? What can you see for yourself?
Man, you know, transition season again, you know, movies. You know?
Acting, Eric?
We have to do it. It's time.
Thespian, Eric?
It's time.
It's time.
I don't make the rules.
I would love to see this. What kind of acting are we getting into?
I'm just a vessel. You know, I want to do some comedy.
I can totally see
I
that.
want to do some comedy. I really don't want to do like, you know.
Like dramas.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be on
I don't
Bridgerton.
want to have to yell. Because I'm real cool. Like,
You don't want to yell.
that would be taking me out of my character. Hey! Like, if I have to do all that.
Well, you just did it. That was really good.
He believed me.
Hey! I cannot.
I just want to
So you
relax.
just want to be...
Yeah, whatever that may be, you know, because like Ice Cube had a vibe to all his characters.
He
and, you know,
did. And he never had to go above a certain decibel.
He chilling. You know
He's
what I mean?
chilling.
I like Ice Cube's roles. You know, you got to know what you want to go after.
Okay, so we're manifesting,
Mhm.
acting.
Okay.
I can see it. I'm here for it.
Why not? Not why.
Shoot. Why not? Not why. Well, I never know how to close these things out. Here's the awkward stuff. Well, where can everybody find you?
Oh, everything is just my govy gov. Shout out to my mom. It's Instagram.com/Eric Bellinger, Twitter.com/Eric Bellinger, website, ericbellinger.com, EricBellinger. Google me.
Period. Thanks, Eric. I'm so excited
No
about
problem.
acting, Eric.